Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor. I got back from the dentist and I did not have any cavities, which means that I do not have to get a shot in my mouth down the road in the next few weeks in order to fix a cavity. So I feel good about that. But I also had to reschedule. I had to schedule an eye appointment this week because after I turned 40, it seems like my eyesight fell off a freaking cliff. And so I'm having trouble driving down the road seeing road signs. So I'm going to handle that problem. I'm trying to do some maintenance this week. Well, I wanted to show you, I've got a few good things today, and I want to start with what Michael sent me at VAL5 links. At VAL5 links. He's been sending me a lot of good information. He's got a cool Ripple t-shirt, XRP t-shirt. First, I wanted to show you this. Taiwanese regulators visit Ripple headquarters to discuss blockchain's role in financial inclusion. It says regulators in Taiwan recently visited Ripple's headquarters to discuss how Ripple's technology can help in boosting financial inclusion in Taiwan. It says in recent days, head of Taiwan's central bank has also been eyeing the growth of blockchain sector, which means that in the future we may see more implementations of blockchain technology in Taiwan. Of course you will. But what I want you to take away from this more than anything is, remember, we own XRP. Ripple is a company that is working on the largest use case for XRP. There are other companies such as Coil and Omni and Raised in Space that are working on other use cases. But in this particular case, Ripple, how many use cases are being worked on with other digital assets where central bankers are meeting with them and regulators? The answer to that would be no one, because you own the greatest digital asset ever created, and for that reason, it's getting the attention of central bankers. Period, folks. Okay. One thing this guy says in this article that I want to bring to your attention, because I've brought up this point before. He says, meanwhile, Indian regulators are busy while Taiwan's got this going on, they're focused on this. Indian regulators are busy thinking, and only thinking since last whole year. The government first established a panel to draft crypto regulations back in 2017. But that panel has not been able to draft its regulations till date. Recently, we had heard that the regulations are in the finalization phase, but we still don't have any timeline with regards to when this finalization will be finished. If it takes too long, we're at risk of being left behind in the world in the world of this rapidly advancing new technology. Well, he's dead on there. But guess what? India is going to come along, and China is going to come along, and the United States is going to come along, because they do not want to be left behind by what's happening. Trust me on that one. Okay, moving along. This is from BondCrip, and this is good. At BondCrip, give him a follow. Corey Johnson's marketing role scrubbed. Is Ripple negotiating with the U.S., SEC, and FINRA? We can only speculate. But XRP classification as a utility will see companies like Ramasa Online incorporate XRP and XRapid. The article that he's referring to is a good article, and let's look at it. This really lays out what I was kind of thinking. Now remember, I've told you in the past, words mean things. The way things are worded and what things say mean things. So I want to go through this. This is first. Let's look at what Tom Chanik, the Ripple spokesman, said in regard to Corey Johnson leaving. He says, Corey's last year at Ripple was a success in representing the company to investors, press, and regulators. Corey helped Ripple with strategy internally and overall industry education. But due to changes in market conditions, we've chosen to eliminate the role of chief market strategist. Now, that is where the words mean things. They did not just get rid of Corey Johnson. They said, we've chosen to eliminate the role of chief market strategist. The role of chief market strategist at Ripple no longer exists. Well, the question is why? And so we have to go back. Let's look at what Corey Johnson said when he left Bloomberg to come to Ripple. He says, the role of Ripple as a company and XRP as a currency in financial markets to regulators, financial institutions, and investors could use more explaining. I'm going to try and explain, listen, and set strategies to make it easy for Wall Street and the world of finance to understand what we're doing. There's this thing that the company doesn't really control that needs to flourish for the company to flourish. It's a really interesting symbiotic relationship. And so he's referring to the relationship between XRP and Ripple. And he's basically saying they don't control XRP, but it needs to be explained what the difference is. Well, as I told you last night, my gut here is because they're getting rid of the title. I've been telling you for a long time that there's a reason that the SEC won't come out and weigh in on XRP one way or the other. And that's because I've said it for a long time. I think Ripple was given a checklist to work to get themselves in a position where they could be declared a utility token or something like that instead of being declared a security. I believe that what you're seeing here with Corey Johnson is one of those boxes on that checklist that has to be checked. Why are you going to have a guy that's out there selling XRP or talking about XRP to the world if XRP is separate from Ripple and is independent of Ripple? I believe they're eliminating the position for that reason and that reason only. All right, but moving along in this article, this is what the article says. It says, what is unsettling is the term changing market conditions. The volatile nature of cryptocurrencies and the unsustained bear market of 2018 mean the native currencies or digital assets of most high liquid crypto startups posted double-digit losses. Does this changing market conditions mean Corey's incompetent and could no longer try and explain, listen, and set strategies to make it easy for Wall Street and the world of finance to understand what we're doing like he was meant to? Or is there something underneath that we are not seeing? And this is a good thing they point out. They say, remember William Hinman, head of Division of Corporate Finance at the SEC, is very particular, and in a speech at the Yahoo All Markets Summit, he said a token is a security if there is an, quote, expectation of a return by a third party. Specifically, whether there was a person or group that sponsored the creation and the sale of the asset and who played a significant role in its development and maintenance. So the question, and they point this out in the question there, did they need to eliminate Corey Johnson's role because it would create the perception that he has a role of going out and selling XRP to the public and to firms? Well, that's what I think this is really all about. I think it's one of the check boxes, and I think that's what this was all about. So, moving along here, let's get past that. This is from the Daily Hodl, and this is about a Chinese crypto billionaire and what he thinks about the market and where things are going. And I just wanted to go over this and let you see where this guy's coming from. It says this is Chinese crypto billionaire Zhao Dong says he believes the bear market will end next year. He says more crypto projects and companies will die this year. But meanwhile, the next wave of more promising ones will emerge from the ashes, making 2019 both the best time and the worst time for investors and entrepreneurs. 2019 will see good projects are cheaper to invest in, and entrepreneurs will benefit from less competition. The only thing you need is patience. In the bull market, I don't persuade people to buy Bitcoin because it seems easy to make quick money, but in fact it's not. Now is when I start talking people into buying Bitcoin. So folks, that's what I say. Don't buy this stuff when we're in a bull market at the height of it. You buy it when everybody's terrified. That's why the digital asset investor is buying today and tomorrow. Whenever I have extra change to put into this market, that's when I'm buying. Okay, moving along. I wanted to show you this as well. Let's see if I can. The old digital asset investor's computer has been slowing down on me here. Everybody makes fun of me about my computer. I will be replacing this computer soon. But sometimes I pull up so many windows on here that the computer just slows down to a crawl. I don't need that window. Let's go to this one. That was from CoinDesk Movers about Fidelity. I'm going to show you that. Okay, this is what they posted. This is Fidelity Digital Assets has a job posting on LinkedIn, and I wanted to just show you kind of what they're posting here so that you can see. A lot of times when we're in this bear market or we have down days where you're seeing negative numbers on CoinMarketCap, a lot of times it's easy to stay focused on that instead of the big picture of what is really going on out here. This is a post for a senior blockchain software engineer by Fidelity Digital Assets. Let me see if I can see more here. It says they have a mission to provide industry-leading custody and execution services for the emerging class of digital assets, including Bitcoin and Ethereum, that is initially, and other digital asset classes in the future, such as stocks and bonds issued on a public or private blockchains. They're telling you right there what's coming, folks. You're going to be able to trade digital assets and go in and out of stocks and bonds that are tokenized. They're telling you right there what's coming, folks. It's right here in front of you. And then they're telling you that they're wanting all this to work with the Lightning Network. However, I don't know all the details of how all that's going to work, but they're telling you right here this new asset class is going to bring, imagine the liquidity when you've got Ethereum, Bitcoin, and XRP and all these different digital assets that are trading on the same platforms that are trading tokenized stocks and bonds. All of a sudden, instead of this 100 and something billion dollar market, you're in a trillions of dollars in a market. That's what's coming, folks. Finally, I wanted to show you this from C3 Nick. The other day, Binance announced that you're going to be able to buy digital assets with, you'll be able to buy digital assets using credit card on Binance's site. Well, during that time, everybody was asking why XRP was not showing up in the drop-down list. Well, today was the first day that Binance tweeted out, and C3 Nick sent this, Binance, you can purchase XRP by using credit cards now. And this is from CZ Binance, the CEO of Binance. And he says XRP purchasing using a credit card is working now, slowly but surely. And this was, I guess, in answer to someone asking about it. But now you can buy XRP with a credit card. Things are moving along fast, folks, and this is exciting times we're in. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button and tell your friends and family that you can now purchase XRP on Binance using a credit card. Thank you for listening.